This conference will now be recorded.
That I thought was going to join, emailed me and said she's not going to join.
Okay, I did hear you. That's fine.
It's too complicated trying to get this to work, go to meeting. She said she's familiar with Zoom, but this was too much for her, so I guess.
It operates the same way, and if she would like to do a practice meeting at some other point,
Right.
point her in my direction.
That's what I was going to tell her, was that sometime in the future, prior to the next meeting, we'll get her into a training session.
Sounds good. So you're all set to call the meeting to order, and I'm going to shut my camera off now.
Okay, so this is the Bikeways meeting of October 21st. We have three committee members present. On our agenda, we asked for the approval of the February minutes, but seeing that we don't have a quorum, we can't vote. We have a letter of support for the Real Estate and Open Space Committee. Has anybody read that proposal by the Real Estate and Open Space Committee?
I read it, Frank.
Do you have any questions?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
And then we have the committee, the Bikeways Committee was asked for a letter of support for the water bottle refill stations. They're going to put forward a CPC request, and Patrick and I have been emailing each other about ideas. Does anybody have any questions for Patrick on the water bottle refill stations?
Well, I'll just ask you, because you probably know, Fran. I don't know what the system is. I know that having drinkable water is not a simple thing. My guess is this is a commercial product that is dispensing water and that is drinkable. But I guess my question is you kind of brought up the idea of vandalism, and I wondered, well, gee, I wonder how do we know, that the water is clean, shall we say?
Patrick?
Yeah, hello. Hello, this is Patrick Otten. You may know that I submitted the request for the municipal plastic container ban in 2019, and then this year for Harwich, I also proposed the single-use plastic bottle ban for containers under 1 gallon. And one of the objections for both of those proposals was, where do we get our water? So with this proposal, by adding water refill stations, hydration stations in Harwich, we begin to answer that question. So the proposal is for one at Red River Beach, one at Brooks Park, one actually in front of the Chamber of Commerce in downtown Harwich Port, and then one on the bike trail at Headwaters in the parking lot there at Hinckley's Pond. So the water department is fully on board with this. They're writing half the proposal with me. So they're locating all these refill stations where access to water mains is feasible and not terribly expensive. The unit at Headwaters would be a standalone vertical column that has water bottle refill at the top, and then off the side will be a drinking fountain. Vandalism is going to occur. Yes, we acknowledge that. The only possibility is if there's electricity at Headwaters in the parking lot there, we can have lighting and a security camera as deterrence. Okay. DPW will be in charge of maintaining and cleaning them. Okay. So
Has DPW signed up to do that?
it's part of the discussion. So the between water department, DPW, the discussions are going back and forth. So they maintain the bathrooms at the beaches, so they would also maintain the water fountains too.
Now, if I
Does that make
remember,
sense, or-
I remember reading it, it's a non-filtered water.
Correct. Harwich has outstanding first-grade quality water. It does not need to be filtered.
Patrick, where are these types of units already installed? That we may get an idea.
So the National Park Service installed these units 3 years ago. They're installing more now. Orleans is installing these same units as well. And I know Chatham is pursuing the same objectives as well. They're popular. I can send you a list of towns in Massachusetts, Cape Cod, the Vineyard, the islands that have installed these units.
Just so I can get an idea what they look like.
Sure. I mean, I can send Fran pictures. I can send you a map. If I send that to you now, Fran, can you open it on your screen? I'm not online. I'm just on my phone.
I don't know if it'd show up, but I could open it.
Okay. Let me send this to you.
We can't vote on it anyway, Fran, so you could at least
Right.
send it to us.
Or you could
Just-
forward it to us, Fran.
To see what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm with you. I do really like the idea, though. No question about it.
Yeah.
So what I'm sending you, Dan Pelletier, head of the water department, filled out a map of where these are being located. He also has the pictures of what the units look like. I also forwarded to you, Fran, the actual CPC application,
Right.
and it's in there as well. The only time criteria that I have is that
End of the month, yeah.
this has to be signed off by the end of the month. I don't know, your next meeting is going to be scheduled in November, so that'll miss the deadline that I need to have signatures and reporting letters.
We'll talk with Link about that. Or Ed McManus. Ed is the liaison from the Board of Selectmen to the Bike Committee. And certainly Link is the head, he's our interface. So we'll talk to him about what we can do in support of your CPC request.
Well, one thought that comes to my mind is this really isn't a meeting because we don't have a quorum. So maybe we could just have a meeting next week.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good. Good idea, Charlie.
And
Monday or Tuesday.
see if there's a better time, like for Andrew or someone else. I mean, we're all home, so even if it was at 6 p.m. or
Yes.
as long as it's okay. I assume Jamie doesn't have to be on or around to make this happen.
Good, and I will join you whatever time you schedule a meeting for, okay?
Okay.
So this is still a work in progress for me. I'm sending you drafts, so by next week I should have it finalized, and I will forward that to you, Fran. The complete application, so you know what it is. You have all the pictures and diagrams, and cost and time frame. So, all right.
Okay, Patrick, thank you.
No, I appreciate it. So let's keep in touch,
Okay,
and I'll try to answer questions as you have them. But I truly appreciate your support, and hope this is successful and gets going. I don't see any roadblocks. You know, it's an easy request. It's not expensive, so we should be able to. Say it again.
Okay, Patrick. Hey, Charlie, next or sometime during the winter, we're going to approach Link about reprinting the OCRT map.
Okay.
He paid for the last ones. Paul, do you remember how much?
I want to say it was like $250 because
Okay.
we split them. We split it with Chatham.
Right. This time we won't be splitting it with Chatham, but we won't be ordering as many. But anyway, what I wanted to say, Charlie, was if you could look at that map, if
Okay.
you have one, see if there's any changes that you can think of.
Okay.
So we could update it before we get
Okay.
it reprinted.
Yes. I think I could. Isn't there a box of them at the circle? You know, at the on the trail.
I don't know if they're still there, but
Okay. I don't think I have a copy. I'll let me look around a little bit and.
let me know because I've got copies at home.
Okay. No problem.
So don't I.
Okay. Yeah, I'd be glad to do that.
Paul, could you, I know it happened back in February or March, but you applied for a grant to get reimbursement for one of the lights. Do you remember?
That was way back. However, I think a long story short, yeah, we were not approved for that grant. They didn't go into details. Obviously, I was just looking for, it was like an 80-20 grant. And what I can do and what they recommended is I've got on my calendar in January to try again. You know, I've got nothing to lose. It is some time just to submit the grant and see where it goes. But we were denied that money. So based on that, I will be, I think it was the agenda item just below it is the CPC application for the crossing light. There's some good news. Charlie probably doesn't know this, is that I had our engineer, Griffin Ryder, and DPW take a look at Depot Road, and they don't need the 2 warning beacons and the 2 lights. So that increases my request to the CPC from $27,000 to $15,000.
Yeah.
And so hopefully with a little less monies, we get approved. You weren't around last year, I don't think, Charlie. They never, I mean, we went through the proposal for Depot Road, and it was just, they ran out of money before they even got to us.
Right.
So we just had to try again this year.
Yeah.
So it's going to be for $15,000. And as I mentioned, Fran, I've got that one done. And but I'm going to have to retype the one. There's another one that we're going to do, bring Charlie up to date, I guess, at this point. That Chatham proposed was an actual border marker. You know, the concrete, stone, marble markers?
Granite. It's not concrete, it's granite.
Granite, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so...
That has like mileage on it or something like that.
Say that one more time.
The marker has the mileage on it?
Right, but this one is not going to. It's just going to say Harwich on one side and Chatham on the other.
I mean,
Okay,
we've
yeah.
all driven from Harwich to Chatham and just saying, are we in Chatham yet? Are we still in Harwich? We
Yes.
have no idea. Orleans, Brewster have those types of markers.
Yes.
So we're going to look for, looks like Chatham and Harwich are going to do it together, and I'm just going to be asking for $1,000, and Chatham will pitch in $1,000, and assuming it all gets approved. And so that's what I'm in the process of writing right now when I have a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Paul,
yeah,
why doesn't that beacon on Depot Street need 2 sensors? I don't understand that.
okay, Paul.
On one on each side.
The new one he's talking about, the
The
one
new one, Depot Road.
Yes.
It only, well, when you say 2 sensors, one going north and one going south, one on each side of the road. And so such a straight line that they reviewed it and they said there's a really clear path of sight. And so they don't need warning beacons.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think, where is the other one similar to that? Is it Route 39 that doesn't have a...
That's the only other one I can think of.
Yeah, and you know, if there's no curves in the way or whatever, we'll just go with 2.
We have to go along with what Link and Griffin Ryder, the town engineer, say. So they tell us that there's no need.
Yeah.
It's what we can write up the proposal for.
Yeah. I have no
You guys
argument
that
with
know everything, so.
yeah, that road right there is just a long straight shot
Yes.
that people speed on.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, you don't want to go there.
No, I know it. Yeah.
Okay, I guess that'll do it for this meeting. I will try to get in touch with a couple of the other committee members and see if we can pick a date early next week and have a short meeting.
Yep. The only thing I could say right now is, you know, if it's Monday and Tuesday, I need to have it at least 5 o'clock. Just to let you know right up front, you know, because my part-time work at the school, so I would not be here till about just before 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you. That's all.
Thanks.
Good seeing you, Charlie.
Bye-bye.